Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unfiltered Sports. I know you guys are surprised to see us here on the Tuesday night, but we're going to try to mix things up a little bit here. We're going to do Thursday nights and we're going to try to do Tuesday nights until we can get more people to come on. And as we get more people to come in, you're going to see more and more of Unfiltered Sports. I know you guys are going to get used to seeing my face here on the screen, but best believe, when you see my face here on the OG network, is for one of two reasons here. It's either because we got Unfiltered Sports or because we got some dogs basketball in the building here. But today on Unfiltered Sports, we're going to talk about take it or leave it, right? Where we just go unfiltered, hot takes, no soft takes. If your feelings get hurt, so be it. We don't care about your feelings here because we're not here for the biasness. We're here for the real take. And I'm going to start off Unfiltered Sports by leaving it up in the air to talk about the Super Bowl. And what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl? My hot take for the Super Bowl was that the Patriots play trash. They play like garbage. They thought they were going to beat Seattle because they beat Seattle before. They thought it was going to be an easy win because they had an easy road into the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken, Drake May had over 4 turnovers. I believe it was 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles. Might have been seven turnovers total. I could be wrong, but to know that you're a professional quarterback playing in the Super Bowl, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady of the Patriots, and you turn around and you give up and choke in the biggest game of your life. The biggest game of your life. How? How is it possible? Right? You beat the Broncos with a backup quarterback. You beat who else to make it there, right? Like, you look at the list of teams that you played as the Patriots in the regular season, and you had the easiest road to the Super Bowl, where 11 teams that you played this year fired their head coach. Maybe 12, because if you include the Jets, they fired their entire coaching staff, if I'm not mistaken. But just think, more than half of the teams that you played this year fired their coach. So you got an easy way into the Super Bowl. And granted, if Josh Allen would have never choked, y'all would have never went past Buffalo to make it to the Super Bowl. Mark my words on that one. Y'all would have never beat Buffalo. Y'all had Buffalo and y'all were up. Y'all were up on Buffalo 21 points, if I'm not mistaken. And y'all blew a 21-point lead for them to come back and beat y'all. But Drake is supposed to be top notch. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he is a trash quarterback, in my opinion. I ain't going to sugarcoat it. He's a trash quarterback. It is what it is. Like, you had your opportunity. And according to statistics, when a quarterback goes to the Super Bowl and they lose their first Super Bowl, it is very unlikely for them to ever return back to the Super Bowl. There's only 4 quarterbacks in the NFL, and one of them is currently playing, who've ever lost their first Super Bowl and went back to the Super Bowl and won. And you guessed it right. It's my boy Jalen Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. I'm calling it now and I'm saying it now. Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL today. Top 5. The Colts had a good opportunity to make the playoffs. They had the right mindset by bringing back a retired quarterback. That quarterback if Philip Rivers is smart, right? Because he was at the end of his 5 years where his NFL benefits were going to run out. So what did he do? He went back to the NFL. Why? Because he got benefits for the rest of the year, and then he gets a renewal of 5 more years of NFL benefits, healthcare, all of that good stuff. The man is smart. Like he is smart for that. So I give it to the Colts because they had the right idea, but it was a little too late. A little too late towards the end of the season to do so. The Super Bowl was great. I think it was a good Super Bowl. It was boring from time to time because, in my opinion, in my opinion, the MVP of the Super Bowl should have been the kicker for the Seattle Seahawks. He made history by making 5 field goals in the Super Bowl. He had 17 total points. 17 total points in the Super Bowl. And he didn't win the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts is way better than JJ McCartney. Just saying, he's way better than JJ. JJ has never won the Super Bowl and never will get to the Super Bowl unless Jalen Hurts is hurt and out of the picture. Marking my words now. As much as I hate to say this, we might see the Dallas Cowgirls win the Super Bowl before we see JJ win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying right there. But while we're on the subject of the Super Bowl, let's hear your thoughts on the halftime show. Which halftime show did you watch? Was it the Bad Bunny halftime show, or was it the other one with Kid Rock in it? Let's hear your thoughts on that Super Bowl halftime show. That's what I want to know. What were your thoughts on it? The one where Bad Bunny performed, or the other one? Because a lot of people, from what I heard, I didn't watch the halftime show at all, so I don't know if either one was good or not. But from what I heard, a lot of people really like the Bad Bunny halftime show, and it now sets the record for the most viewed halftime show in the Super Bowl era, which is crazy. So, like, I want to hear your thoughts on that. Like, I also want, like, I like the fact that in not just the Super Bowl, but in the beginning of every game, they are starting to play more than just the national anthem. They're doing the lift every voice and sing. They're doing like a different like patriotic song. It could be like God Bless America. It could be something along those lines. But like they're playing something different on top of the national anthem and lift every voice and sing. And I think it's showing a great unity. I think they're heading in a somewhat decent direction, but we'll see what happens from there. It's again, there's no right or wrong answer here. They're trying to show love and equality for everyone, and you can see that happening across the board. On the flip side, though, right, as we mix it up, let's look at the NBA as well. I want to give a huge shout out to the Villanova Knicks. Jalen Brunson has been on fire. And when I mean like on fire, it was crazy because he has the most 40-point games scored at Madison Square Garden to beat Carmelo Anthony just by 1 point. Carmelo had 10. And it's crazy because like even then, like I'm a huge Sixers fan. I love the Sixers, but I also like to see that some players from my favorite college, Villanova, is doing very well over in New York and trying to turn that team around. It's very, and I called this before the Super Bowl even started too, right? Because I watched the Villanova Knicks versus Boston, and the Knicks beat Boston when they had former Knicks players in the building, and when Karl Anthony Towns had the Amari Stoudemire glasses on. They beat Boston. I said, it's funny because New York just beat Boston in a basketball game today. Watch the Patriots lose today. And what happened? They lost the Super Bowl. The Sixers are not overrated. You are out of your mind. The Sixers are not overrated. Tyree Maxey is on fire right now. VJ Edgecombe is on fire right now. Joel Embiid is in the best shape of his life right now. He has been injured every single year he's been on the Sixers, but he's playing like he has played when he was fully healthy. The Sixers are playing some good basketball right now. They are must watch right now. You want to talk about overrated? Let's talk about LeBron James and the Lakers being overrated. We're going to talk about how Bronny James should not be in the NBA at all. We're going to talk about how Golden State is starting to become a little overrated. Not much, but a little overrated because their best players are at the end of their prime, at the end of their career. I mean, 10 years ago, the last time they went to the NBA Finals where they played Kobe and the Lakers. So, I mean, yeah, it's cool. Trust the process. Call it what you want to call it. But who's your favorite basketball team over here? Because the last time, if I'm not mistaken, the Sixers won a championship. And I'm going to look this up for you so that way I'm not giving you no false information here. But if I'm not mistaken, that's back when you had Moses Malone, Dr. J, and all of them on their team. You are tripping. You are tripping. Who's your favorite team? Let's hear that. Come on. Because I'm not seeing that right now. That's what I'm not seeing. We waiting. We're going to wait for you. The last time the Sixers won an NBA Finals was 1983. So, Ben, again, who's your favorite team? Because to me, it sounds like you just a bandwagon. You hop from team to team when players get traded. Oh, James Harden just went to Cleveland. You probably on the Cleveland bandwagon right now. Let's be honest and let's be real. KD went to the Warriors. Oh, I'm a Warriors fan. They just won 3 championships. Oh man, I'm a Warriors fan. Exactly. My point exactly. You probably didn't even like the Warriors before Steph Curry and them was relevant. Let's be real. Okay, then. My point exactly. And that's the sad part. We don't do bandwagons here. I've been a Sixers fan since 2001. I met Iverson in person and got his autograph. I met Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, Theo Ratliff, Speedy Claxton, all of them. I met them in person. No need to bandwagon over here. Philadelphia is where I bleed. Just saying. So overrated is not there at all. There's a difference between being passionate about your team and being passionate about the game that you love playing than jumping on the bandwagon because your favorite player just jumped ship. You probably was a LeBron fan over in Cleveland. Then he went to Miami and you left Cleveland alone and then you went down there. And then from there, you probably jumped over to LA. It was an LA fan. And then he's like, man, I like Golden State. So you said all Philly teams are soft. So let's go through the line here. So you must not have never heard of the Broad Street Bullies. So software. The Flyers soft. Right now, they're playing a little suspect, not soft, but soft, never. No. The Phillies? No, don't think so. Sixers? Never. The Eagles? They had a little moment where they're playing suspect. Soft? No, not at all. You can't blame a quarterback who's had how many offensive coordinators since he's been in the NFL? A new one every single year. So let's be real. Now let's hear all your teams. You a Colts fan? A Warriors fan? Who else? I want to know all your teams because you probably like a different team that represents a different city for every sport that's out there right now. You said you're a Warriors fan for basketball. That means you probably a Vikings fan for football. When it comes to hockey, you don't even know what hockey is. You probably never even watched a hockey game a day in your life. So I'm probably guessing you're going to go with somewhere along the lines of the Ducks. And then you probably going to go along the lines of the Golden Knights. You're a Dolphins fan. Soft. Your quarterback is trash. Your quarterback almost died on the field because he didn't want to retire because he had how many concussions? Yeah, crazy. Your team is soft. You got rid of who? Oh, yeah. Your wide receiver out for the season? Trash. Soft. Your coach just got fired. Y'all soft. Soft like wet flowers. Come on now. Let's not go there. And if y'all would have came to Philly and played the Eagles, y'all would have lost badly. Let's be real. But we know you're a Warriors fan and you're a Dolphins fan. So let's look at the demographics here. Florida down here, Golden State over here. Let's be real. What's going on here? Don't make sense. That's complete opposites of each other. Let's baseball and hockey. Come on, let's hear it. Baseball and hockey. The demographics really just don't add up. You said the hate is real, but what's your favorite hockey team? What's your favorite baseball team? Because right now your demographics is Miami and California. Your baseball team is probably the Boston Red Sox. And then your hockey team is probably the Chicago Blackhawks. So let's be real. I want to know. I want to know because you still ain't say your hockey team. You still ain't say your baseball team. You talk about you a Miami fan. When did you become a Miami fan? We obviously can't see your picture or anything like that, so we can't even tell how old you are. And if you are a true Miami fan, you would know without looking at Google because we can't tell if you're looking at Google or not right about now. Who was on the team when you first liked the Dolphins? Let me guess, you were a Dolphins fan when they went undefeated and won the Super Bowl, huh? You were a Dolphins fan back then, way back when. It's just crickets in the building here. I'm just keeping it real out here, man. It's if your feelings getting hurt right now, it's okay. It's okay to say it. It is okay to say that your feelings got hurt, but we not backing down. That's all I'm saying. It's all real take over here because we still waiting for you to respond about your hockey team and your baseball team. So so you're not even a true Miami fan. You just a fan of the man who played quarterback for y'all. Hmm, that makes sense. Let me guess. You was a Miami Heat fan when LeBron was down there. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let me guess. You're not even from Miami. You probably not even from Florida. I'm just saying. You coming at Philly sports teams talk about they soft. Nah, ain't nothing soft. You want to know the number one hated stadium that anyone hates to play in? in the NFL is Lincoln Financial Field. You want to know why? Because it's so loud, it's so passionate, it's so much passion in that arena, in that venue, that you can hear the echo of the football games and the fans in that freaking arena miles away. But there's nothing soft about any Philly sports team out there. I give it to say that the offensive coordinator for the Eagles should have been fired after they lost 3 in a row. He should have been gone. I give you that. The Phillies have been playing great baseball. And it came down to one strike in the World Series. And that strike would have been called correctly. They would have been World Series champions yet again. The last time the Phillies won a World Series was in 2008. And you know who was on that team and who was the manager for the Phillies that year? Charlie Manuel. You had Jimmy Rollins. You had Chase Utley. You had Ryan Howard. So we talk about people who are passionate about their teams. I could talk about passion and about my team because why? I stay true to my team. Win, lose, draw, whatever it may be, those are my teams. It is nothing soft about them. What's soft is those demographics. That's what's soft. We still right here. We don't even know where baseball is at. Like I said, baseball might be up here. Joel Embiid's not playing well right now? You gotta be kidding me. Tyrese is not playing well right now? You are crazy. Tyrese Maxey is in the All-Star game starting. And he's not playing well right now? Joel Embiid, whatever his doctor did for him, has gotten him healthy. And he is scoring 30 plus points a game. And he's not playing well right now? Let's pull up some stats for Joel Embiid right now, since you think he's not playing well right now. Kensington Avenue is where it's be at, though. I'm just saying, Zombieland. Don't mess with Zombieland. That's all I'm saying. Let's look at Joel Embiid's stats right now. All right, so we got in 33 minutes on February 7th versus Phoenix. In Phoenix, Joel Embiid scored 33 points. 33 points. And went 4 from 7 from the three-point line. So Joel Embiid's not playing well right now? You have got to be kidding me. February 5th, when they played in LA versus LeBron, in 39 minutes, Joel Embiid had 35 points. And he's not playing well right now? February 2nd versus the Clippers. In 32 minutes, he had 24 points. January 31st against the Pelicans. In 39 minutes, he had 40 points. January 29th versus Sacramento. He had 37 points. January 27th versus the Bucks. He had 29 points. And January 24th versus the Knicks, he had 38 points. So what are we talking about? He's not playing well right now. I'm going to answer this question in the chat real fast. I'm going to get back to you on Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey not playing well right now. My thoughts on the Pro Bowl is it should go back to being tackle football. It should be where people should be able to lay hits and not really face any repercussions for it. It is supposed to be enthusiastic, supposed to be electrifying, and you're supposed to see your favorite players that you voted in play football, tackle football, not flag football. Now, the reason that I believe, this is my own speculation on this, the reason that I believe that the Pro Bowl is being played as flag football now is because in the upcoming Olympics, 2028, flag football is being played in the Olympics. And these pro football players who play tackle football are trying to play flag football in the Olympics. That is my thoughts on that. He sits the bench more, but in every single game that I just named, he's played 29 plus minutes a game. He's only in that time frame from January 24th to February 9th, he set out 3 games. 3 games, and that was it. I'm just saying. So where are we getting soft at? We're looking at January 24th for Tyrese Maxey, 22 points. January 27th for Tyrese Maxey, 22 points. January 29th for Tyrese Maxey, he had 40 points. January 31st, he had 18 points. February 2nd, he had 29 points. February 3rd, he had 14 points. February 5th, he had 26 points. February 7th, he had 29 points. And February 9th, he had 30 points. So where is it that you're getting in your mind that they're playing soft? They're not playing well. It's crazy. But it is what it is. I mean, I at this point, I don't even know why I'm even going back and forth with you because your teams are just still demographically like that. We still waiting to hear your take on your baseball team and your hockey team. We can even throw in soccer in there because I know the Philadelphia Union is nice. Nobody else is playing basketball right now. VJ Edgecombe is playing great basketball right now, and he's not playing. What? Bro, you don't know sports, man. Just hang it up. Give it up. Come on. If I had the sound machine right now, I would have been got you out of here. It's crazy that you are capping so much right now. It is really crazy. Real flag football players are the ones that should be going out there and playing in the Olympics. That is my opinion. It is just soft. Flag football in the Olympics is, I think it could be a long term thing. It might be like the breakdancing in the Olympics, where it just might be a one and done thing. But it's an uproar between actual flag football players and NFL players because they think they deserve to be in the flag football for the Olympics instead of flag football players and vice versa. It's a lot going on with that right there. We're just going to leave that as it is right there, because yeah, I have no take on that, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. But yeah, we're gonna get back to this here because it's really crazy. All right, you don't watch hockey, baseball still there, soccer is still there, still sports. Just saying. But your demographics is everywhere, so it don't make sense. How are you going to come at somebody else's teams and say people are soft when the teams you rooting for are so opposite of each other? It really don't make sense to me. So it is what it is. I mean, what do you like? I think what you're trying to do right now is you're trying to play the fence here, and I don't like people who play the fence because what happens is when you play the fence, you think you know everything, and that's the crazy part. I'll be honest, I don't know everything. I don't plan to know everything. But what I'm gonna tell you is that the people, the athletes that play for Philadelphia play with passion. They play with that energy and they play with that commitment to their fans. Unfortunately, Miami don't even got no committed fans right now because they can't even keep a healthy wide receiver or even a head coach. So it's just it's sad to say. At this point, Ben, you might as well be a Cowgirls fan. You might as well be a Dallas Cowgirls fan at this point. At least that team will be a little bit closer to Golden State. Just a little bit closer. Not by much though. And with the way the Sixers are playing and the direction that they're heading, I wouldn't be surprised if you see them in a mid to top seed in the the playoffs this year. And if they actually make it into the playoffs and play basketball how they've been playing basketball, mark my words, they're going to the NBA Finals. They're going to be just like the '04 Pistons, where they shocked the world and they went to the finals and won. Mark my words. Telling you now. Just saying. Because it's crazy that you're a Boston Red Sox fan who's up here, then you a Miami Dolphins fan, which is down here, and then over here you a Golden State Warriors fan. And honestly, your soccer team might be Real Madrid or Juventus or somebody along those lines, right? It could be Bayern Munich, it could be FC Barcelona, but it's somebody that's not close in those demographics over here. But that's all right though. It's crazy. Let's look at that. Pittsburgh, Miami, Golden State. Bruh, your triangle is all jacked up right now. Where's your triangle looking like an isosceles triangle? Obtuse triangle? Man, your triangle is all jacked up right now. I'm just saying, it's really just interesting to see how you think. I don't even know. Where are you from, Ben? Let's put it this way. You probably from Montana or someplace like that. So that's why you liking Golden State, and then you trying to go over and be a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and then you talk about you a Dan Marino fan. So that don't even make you a real Miami Dolphins fan. That just makes you a Dan Marino fan. You talk about soft. The Pirates are soft. I don't know what's happening with them over there. Like it's crazy to see that they are so soft. This is crazy. This is crazy. When was the last time Pittsburgh won a World Series? Let's look that up. Last time Pittsburgh Pirates won a World Series. Dang. Dang. The last time the Pittsburgh Pirates won the World Series was 1979. $1979. That was just 3 years after the Declaration of Independence. After they wasn't relevant at all. Didn't even come close. Man, this is fun. I enjoy this. I don't know about y'all, but I enjoy this because this is just funny. Like, it still don't make sense though. You said you moved from Orlando to Alaska. How you end up in Pittsburgh? It makes sense that if you was a Miami Dolphins fan, if you were a Miami Dolphins fan, then you should have been a Miami Marlins fan. Then you should have been a Miami Heat fan. Phillies folded like a chair, but the Phillies got more World Series right now to date than the Pittsburgh Pirates do. This is great. This is really great. Man, it's just, I don't know. But what I really want to say, though, is that if you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out the OG Network here on YouTube. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the OG Network. That's over at Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. That's Out the Pit. That's Ant Like a Bug. You got Top to Bottom. You got Sackcloth Queen. And you got us over here at the Delaware Dogs. So go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Please do me that favor. You know, once the Delaware Dogs basketball YouTube page hits 500 subscribers, we will be doing a raffle for some merchandise and giving some merchandise away. So please go ahead, like and subscribe for me. That way we can get this raffle out the way. Hey, the Phillies are an underdog team. I'm just saying. You talk about underdogs, right? And when we look at underdogs, Lou Williams is an underdog. Andre Iguodala is an underdog. Both, if I'm not mistaken, that's right, play for the Philadelphia 76ers. Talk about underdogs. The Sixers are underdogs. Just say. But it is what it is. It's just, it's good competition. The Eagles had one of the top 5 hardest seasons schedules this year and still did pretty decent. If I had a chair right now, I would flip it. Just for you, Ben. Just for you. Now it's funny. Like, again, we're gonna see what's gonna happen though. We're gonna see. I like this a lot. I really do enjoy this. And I appreciate Ben for keeping us going so much today because it's been great. It's all fun and laughs, man. See, now that right there, that was funny, man. Bronny James should stay in the G League. He needs to develop a lot more. And when we talk about development don't mean that your dad gonna get you to play on the team and get you your contracts and all that stuff. No, development mean let me see what you can do. With the heart condition that Bronny James has, should have never played a single game in the NBA. Should have never happened. Mark my words on this again. Bryce James is better than Bronny James, and if he gets the opportunity to play in the NBA, he's going to outshine his brother in the NBA. Mark my words. I'm telling you now, it is going to happen. It's really, really interesting that people really think that Bronny James is good. No, he's not. But back to the NFL really fast though, because we're gonna go back to this topic of the Pro Bowl. And my guy out the pit had brought up a good point about the Pro Bowl. And I think, honestly speaking, that what the NFL's doing is they're going to invest money. Is already, I think it's $32 billion into a pro flag football league. And people are going to watch this pro flag football league more than they watch the NFL because of how soft the NFL is going. I don't think Bronny James is going to outshine his father at all. I just don't see it. But I think that with this flag football league, that's going to outshine the NFL. Bronny James should have stuck to something that he knew, which was video games. He should have stuck to live streaming and playing video games. He would have made a lot of money doing that. But it's crazy because you got these NIL deals that are out there that are just taking money from people. These high school athletes, Bronny James was making millions of dollars in high school before he went to college. Just think, when I was going to college and I played sports in college and I had an NIL deal, I would have been debt free by now. I would have been living large. But guess what? It wasn't a thing. And NIL has destroyed sports today. Destroyed it. Completely destroyed it. The crazy part about it, though, is that when teams fail, the first person they blame are superstars, the referees, and the coaches. I never said he couldn't get better. I just don't think the NBA is in his future. Once his dad is out of the NBA, I think he's done. I don't think he's going to survive much longer with his dad not around. But back to passing the blame, is I watched, not even watched, I saw a picture of a team from Pittsburgh that plays basketball. It's a pro team that blamed the other team for losing. See, this team, both teams are only allowed to play 12 players in a game. The only exception to this rule is that if you're a home team and you bring in a celebrity, could be like a politician, it could be a pastor, it could be a military person, whatever, it's supposed to attract people to come to the games. That's the only exception as the 13th man. But see, they blamed this other team for losing. The final score, if I'm not mistaken, was like 152 to like 115. 152. Like 152 to 115. Now, I don't know what's up with Pittsburgh and their sports teams these days, but it's crazy. Like, y'all just trash. But at least you could do, Ben, is you can give the Penguins a chance. At least they got something going for Pittsburgh over there. The Steelers, they're still going down. They just lost their head coach, and we'll see what happens over there. But I wouldn't think too much highly of the Steelers since Mike Tomlin's gone. Who's going to be his replacement? How is he going to, be with the team? How is he going to be when he's drafting his draft picks? We don't know. We'll find out, though. The Steelers, like I said, they're just trash. I don't know. But the Penguins, give the Penguins a chance, though. You might not be as disappointed. I don't know. Give hockey a chance, though. Got some good teams out there. Like I said, you got the Penguins, you got the Flyers, you got the Anaheim Ducks, you got the Dallas Stars, you got the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, you got the Flyers already. It's just give it a chance. You won't be disappointed. What's going to disappoint you is seeing that these athletes that are up and coming in this generation are more worried about social media than they are playing the game that they're supposed to play. Now that is real talk. I'm just saying. That made me laugh, though. Bronny James can get better. I believe that. But will he get better? Only time will tell. Only time will tell. So, Ben, I'm going to ask you this question. Audience, feel free to chime in as well because I want to hear from everybody out there. And I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to ask a few questions, right? But are modern athletes softer than the previous era athletes? Are modern athletes softer than previous era athletes? I think so. I think they are. Very, very soft. Let's go to college real fast. Let's go to college real fast. In your opinion, has the transfer portal ruined college sports or has it helped college sports? I honestly think it's ruined college sports because if you look at the fact that let's say you don't get along with a coach, you don't get along with a teammate. Guess what? At the end of that season, I'm entering the transfer portal. I'm going somewhere else. It has hurt college sports overall. Let's look at this last question before we hang it up for the night. Are super teams actually good for leagues or are they hurting leagues? And when I mean by super teams, I mean like a Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James super team. From some of the research I've done, some people said it's actually helped a lot of the leagues. I think it's hurt a lot of the leagues, the publicity, because you're seeing the same team dominate, dominate, dominate. But you got to stack superstars on one team just to dominate. It don't make sense to me. Those teams are overrated. That's what I can say. That is my honest take. And with that being said, everybody, I want to thank you guys for tuning in this Tuesday night on Unfiltered Sports, where we only take those heat takes. We don't take soft takes. Here on Unfiltered Sports, if your feelings get hurt, good. That means we're doing something. With that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow back here on Unfiltered Sports. You heard it here first. I'll see you here tomorrow on Unfiltered Sports. You guys have a great night.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.